Shalom, shalom. This is the brother Michael Ward from GMS Lake Charles Camp, coming at you again with another video through the Spirit. But before I do anything, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles, great millstone, who strive and taught us this truth. And blessings to you brothers across four winds, pushing this truth with sincerity. All right, and I got a couple articles, a couple news, couple updates on the news, that came to my phone, of a couple judgments, that took place, throughout the week, and, these judgments are, they ain't no light judgments, man. But as we get closer, to that time, JT is only going to get worse and worse, man. The judgments are going to get heavier and heavier. A lot of people going to begin to get knocked off, and this is, one of the articles that says 17-year-old Port Arthur man killed, 2 injured and wrecked along northbound U.S. Highway 69, right, man? And the 17-year-old, he flew out the front windshield, and that's judgment. That's judgment that took place upon him, and everyone else. Ain't no telling, what he did or what he did in his past life, They got people who seen him and saying like he didn't deserve that. He didn't live his life, basically. But you don't know what he did, man. The Lord brought forth that judgment upon him. And every person that the Lord bring forth judgment upon, is justified. So ain't no telling what he did in this life or in his past life, man. So whatever he got, he deserved it. And the next one, it was on a Tuesday night of last week. It said fatal shooting. A 36-year-old man, Orange, died of a following shooting, right, man? And that shooting, that's right up the street, where my mom stayed. So when that happened, I had got the call, and over, a little dispute, but he ended up getting shot in the back like 4 times. 4 or 5 times, if I'm not mistaken. I was looking for that article, but I couldn't find it, But once again, the Lord had that happen, Judgment is gonna start growing, it's gonna start being harsh judgments, that's beginning to take place, because the only ones that's gonna be able to, I don't want to say the only ones that's gonna escape the judgment is the ones that's, pushing this word, the ones that's following this word, the ones that's truly listening to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Everybody else are going to be subject, to all these judgments that's going to take place, man. And, this is another shooting. 26-year-old man has been charged with murder following the shooting Friday, man. So it's, and this is in the same week. All this was in the same week, back to back, and I'm pulling these things out, because it's close by where I work, and the Lord is protecting his people, man. The scriptures say the angels are camped around those that fear the Lord and deliver them, What is wreck happened at, it's like, I want to say maybe 3-4 blocks away from my job, and we have to take the bus, to get there. The bus we take to get there, it crossed on this road, But, because I remember going to sleep on the bus, and I woke up in the same spot. And I'm like, damn, what's going on? We ain't moved yet. We in the same spot. Not knowing, that this wreck had happened, I was supposed to be at work at, at 6:30. I got to work at like, I want to say 10, And when I got to work, that's when we had a meeting, and, that's what had happened. And this shooting right here, this one, I stayed at my mom's that night, and I got a call. I got a call from my uncle, because he got the news on the other side of town. He was like, hey, man, you heard what's going on? Everything all right? And I'm asleep, got to get ready for work. And I'm like, yeah, everything okay, Unc? We talking. He was like, who got shot this? Nah, I don't know, Unc. You're like, what you doing? Letting them know I'm getting some sleep. But, you know, that killed the discussion right there. You know, that was close. And this shooting right here, you know, was, you know, close to the town. But the Lord is doing all these things, man. Ain't nothing taking place without the Lord, you know, instructing it to take place. You know, the Lord is giving those angels them instructions, and they coming down here and they getting the job done, man. This is Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 7. It say, I form the light. I create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all things. Right, man. The Lord is doing all things, man. So these shootings that took place, you know, this wreck that took place, the Lord set those things up, man. The Lord, when those people went to sleep that night, the Lord sealed them instructions within their inward parts, within their mind, you know. And when they woke up the next morning, you know, they did what they had to do, man. You know, everything that took place, you know, the Lord set it up, man. Ain't nothing, it's no free will. Nobody doing nothing on their own, man. The Lord has these things taking place. This is Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 9. It says, see now that I am he, and there is no God with me. I kill, I make alive, I wound, and I heal. Neither there any that can deliver out of my hands. Right, man? You know, the Lord kill and he make alive, man. So when somebody die, you know, you can't say, you know, they don't deserve that. You know, it's a reason behind it, man. The Lord did that, man. You know, you done had people who got shot, you know, and it wasn't their time. So the Lord didn't take them up just yet, you know. But these people, you know, it was their time, you know. This is Amos chapter 3 and verse 6. It says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? Should there be evil in the city and the Lord have not done it? Right, man. All the evils that's taking place, you know, the Lord has set it up to happen. You know, this is the Lord's show. You know, whatever he wants to happen, it's going to happen. Whatever judgment he find fit for certain people to get, you know, they're going to get it. You know, it's no, he didn't deserve this, he didn't deserve that. Yes, he deserved exactly what he got, man. And that's why he got that, man. You know, but you know, that was just something quick, you know, that I wanted to get off my spirit. You know, Lord willing, you know, it was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, safety, and blessings to you brothers across 4 winds, pushing his truth and sincerity. Until next time, Shalom.